A very good evening and a warm welcome to UBC News Tonight on this 13th day of July 2023. Now, before we get into tonight's news bulletin, let's first take a look at the top stories tonight. In our top stories tonight, Iran to share expertise with Uganda in various fields. Ministry of Works asks for 40 billion shillings to facilitate vehicle registration. Nabakoba directs the Uganda Land Commission to cancel Katabi Forest Reserve titles. And UBOS postpones census again, declares under preparedness. Good evening once again. I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto. Now we start off this news bulletin with what has just recently happened. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has addressed the nation and has condemned the recent terrorist attack on Lubiriha Secondary School in Kasese, where children were killed. Museveni assured the country of UPDF's commitment to rid Eastern DRC and beyond of ADF terrorists. Museveni also called for community vigilance in fighting crime. We have more details in this report.
Away the phone. After ringing, she threw the phone because she didn't want the criminals to know that she had run. She ran too far, threw away the phone. As the thugs were entering her room, as the criminal, Chidawarime, was now ordering Inachambade to undress etc., the police arrived and shot at the thug that was outside the house. Chidawarime was forced to abandon his project of raping the victim, tried to run, but was gunned down. So this was just communication. Communication. Nduru going to the right place in time. The whole gang was eventually wiped out. The criminals and the terrorists Uganda continues to face, given the strong foundation of the NRA UPDF, are easy to solve, given the defeat we inflicted on the militarized versions of the counter-revolution in the forms of CONY and ADF, original and the external backers. Because these people, we defeated them long ago. The fact that they can no longer operate as a military force. Mubibinja, they can no longer operate in groups. Mubibinja, Oba Obubinja, they can no longer operate as in Mubibinja, not even as Obubinja. Now the only way they can do is individuals. And why can they not operate in Vinja? Because they know to do so is death. Because then we can see you more easily and we deal with you. We have the capacity to deal with you. So now the way is to be in tomorrow individuals or tomorrow group or tomorrow discuss it. It's not necessary. This is not such a big force. Such a big nani. So put my executive order in place. Police. I can see. Is that Katsugazi? Put my executive order in place. Be standby. Have the communication. And let the was group Basanyuke have their things, but tell them what to do in the case of, because I don't think ADF is but we shall discuss it. We shall discuss it more formally and issue a written order. ADF is being wiped out. On the side of the Uganda population, all of us need to be involved in wealth creation through PDM, the Myoga, the commercialization of agriculture, and the industrialization, so that our children and grandchildren do not remain available for these manipulators to misuse by being recruited into ADF and other shallow groups. Because many of these children who join these groups, they join them partly because of misinformation, but also partly because of poverty in the homes. And that's why I want all the, and I'm very glad I talked to the Muslim sheikhs the other day, that all the families need to be involved in wealth creation so that they have income and the children are not desperate, staying with the uncles, staying with what. That's how they get lured away, because they have some discomforts at home. So I thank you and I wish you good luck.
That's President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni on the just concluded presidential address on national security. Now, the visit of the President of the Islamic Republic of Iran has laid foundation for future collaborations with Uganda and has demonstrated the commitment of both nations to fostering mutually beneficial relations in various fields. Ivan Kahwa reports some of the key areas identified by presidents of Iran and Uganda as key areas of mutual interest and benefits.
The President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Ebrahim Raisi, is currently visiting Uganda for a two-day state visit with a focus on expanding cooperation in political, economic, scientific and technological fields. During his visit, he emphasized the importance of sharing experiences in areas of economics, science, technology, technical and engineering services, as well as oil exploration and refinery to enhance trade between the two countries.
Because as you can see here, the climate is very good. There is nothing on earth we cannot produce. And we have a lot of food, a lot of milk, a lot of bananas, a lot of maize, a lot of coffee, tea, cocoa, fish from that big lake you see is a freshwater lake. So really we can do a lot of trade together. We always have the problem of markets.
Through our mutual and joint bilateral discussions, we realized the will and determination in both sides regarding the necessity of expanding our bilateral relations. And in this regard, I believe that both sides should take effective steps.
He also highlighted the need for the two countries to embrace value addition to their resources rather than selling them in raw form to generate more financial benefits. Additionally, the President mentioned that Iran produces its pharmaceutical needs domestically, offering an opportunity for Uganda to gain expertise in this sector.
More than 95% of our domestic needs are produced inside the country, and at the same time we are exporting pharmaceuticals to other countries. Regarding the medical equipment, we are producing all the surgery sets needed for the operation room for surgery. And of course, this is done by the Iranian scientists and through the knowledge-based companies.
So we'll be very happy to cooperate with Iran in those areas. And on what he mentioned, the pathogenic industry, the disease for vaccines, medicines, and so on.
It should be noted, however, that President Ibrahim Raisi condemned homosexuality and flagged it as an act against the nature of human beings. Uganda, on the other hand, criminalized homosexuality and remained opposed to it.
We have cooperation for Iran and Uganda. The Western countries try to identify homosexuality as an index of civilization, while this is one of the dirtiest issues and one of the dirtiest things which have been done during the history, and they are strongly attacking against the basis of families and culture of the nation.
Raisi expressed his commitment to joining Uganda in its fight against extremism and terrorism while upholding fundamental human rights.
Iran is one of the flag holders of defending the human rights, and the Western countries who are claimants of defending the human rights, in fact, they are violating the human rights. So I believe that we should ensure mutual cooperation on this issue as well.
Both countries have made commitments to expand bilateral relations and have taken steps to maximize the benefits of their engagements. The signing of 4 memorandum of understandings during the visit further solidified the commitment to cooperation between Iran and Uganda. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Uganda Export Promotions Board has welcomed the signing of bilateral agreement between Uganda and Iran, saying it's going to boost and ease the already existing trade between the two countries. The executive director of the Exports Board, Dr. Eli Tuineo, says Uganda has the export agriculture products like coffee, tea and horticulture, but there were no formal agreements. Philippa Gutta has more on this story.
On Wednesday, President Yoweri Museveni and that of Iran, Ibrahim Rais, met at State House Entebbe and signed bilateral agreements in security, agriculture and oil project. The executive director, Uganda Exports Promotions Board, welcomed the signing of the bilateral ties, saying it is going to boost the trade between the two countries.
And Uganda has been in interaction with the Iranians for a long time.
Although the trade between the two countries has not been strong, Dr. Eli Tuineo says the trade has been ongoing between the two countries.
I will tell you that before COVID, Iranian business people came and visited Uganda, and they were interested in buying what? In buying tea and coffee. They had wanted to begin, for starters, they had wanted to begin with about, I think, 10 to 50 million US dollars. Maybe now we have to follow up on this. And when COVID came, of course, it has disrupted many things. So you are looking at even one product alone having estimates of 50 million. But I tell you,
Dr. Eli lists agricultural products like coffee, tea and horticulture as potential products for Ugandans to export to Iran.
Fruits and vegetables, our pineapples, our jackfruit, I can't mention all of them, again, have a good market in Iran. When I visited Iran, I visited, they had a very well-developed big coffee factories, at least I visited, and tea. So that would be a big market for our tea and coffee. We now encourage processing to take place here for tea and for coffee and tea, but I can tell you still we can add value and we can do joint activities on that.
On geographical locations, he says agreements will be done for easy transportation of persons and products once the trade between the two countries picks up.
You see that we can even take goods by air. We have our own Ugandans, but we have airlines which are even near them, Turkish Airlines, Qatar, but we have Emirates also going to many places, and we have all these other airlines. I wouldn't think that transport would be a problem. Transport is a cost of production.
He also alleged fears of Uganda entering into trade with Iran, a country perceived to be anti-US and UK, saying Uganda is an open country to the world for business regardless of their relationships with other countries.
Uganda has created a neighboring environment for more than 3 decades. So all we are interested in is production, productivity, processing, and markets. So if the market is in Iran, let's have a market in Iran. Let the relationship between Uganda, trade relationship between Uganda and Iran be a trade relationship between Uganda and Iran. Let the relationship between China and Uganda be a relationship between China and Uganda. And let the relationship between Iran and USA be a relationship between Iran and USA, because we are Uganda.
Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
The Muslim fraternity led by the Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Shaban Ramadan Mubajir, has commended President Museveni for facilitating the visit of Iran's leader Ibrahim Raisi to Uganda. Sheikh Mubajir expressed his appreciation during President Raisi's visit to Gaddafi Mosque at Old Kampala. He lauded the president for his timely visit, as Uganda is poised to benefit from social economic development through bilateral cooperation. The Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, the Most Reverend Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, also extended gratitude to President Museveni for fostering a conducive environment for intercultural dialogue, which has bolstered the Interreligious Council over the years. During his tour, President Raisi paid a visit to Al Mustafa Islamic College in Chengira, where he engaged with a group of Muslims in prayer. Additionally, he made a stop at Aidan in Uganda Agriculture Park in the Nachidebe Masaka Road, where he planted a tree as a symbolic gesture to combat climate change and biodiversity loss. Concluding his one-day visit, the Iranian leader was bid farewell by Honorable Okello Oryem, the State Minister for Foreign Affairs at Entebbe Airport. President Raisi is scheduled to visit Zimbabwe as the next leg of his diplomatic tour. Prime Minister Robina Nabanja today met the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia Ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Jamal Mohammed Hassan, and discussed a wide range of issues between the two sister countries. The meeting took place at the office of the Prime Minister in Kampala. We have details in this following report.
So on behalf of government, the President of the Republic of Uganda, I want to thank you for this kind gesture. We shall definitely give these dates to the needy people.
It's our pleasure to donate 25 tons of the best quality of dates to our friends and brother in Uganda.
The Prime Minister Robina Nabanja appreciated the gesture of generosity and hoped that it will go a long way to strengthen relations between the two countries.
The help you gave our Ugandans who are going for pilgrimage in Saudi, you truly helped us, and for that I want to thank you for that gesture of generosity, especially when you helped our brother, our ambassador in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Thank you so much for the care, for the love, for everything.
Nabanja acknowledged the support of the Saudi Arabian government to the people of Uganda, especially in the health, education and economic sectors.
I will also make sure that the relevant agencies, the government departments, the ministries, work closely with your mission to make sure that these MOUs are signed and they are ready before the signing day. And I'm hopeful that these MOUs will strengthen our bilateral relations and deepen our cooperation, among others, that is in trade, agriculture, security, aviation, and renewable energy.
Relations between Uganda and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have been on for the last 50 years, which will be celebrated in October this year. The Saudi Arabian ambassador to Uganda, Jamal Mohammed Hassan, pledged to consolidate further the existing relationship between the two countries.
We are so grateful.
Again, this one of the process of helping our brothers.
Yes.
We are committed to help our friends and brothers in Uganda.
Yes.
And last year it was targeting Karamoja, and today starting the needy people in Uganda.
Yes.
And it is your office, it's the one is taking care about this process.
Yes.
We are sure you are going to give the most needed person.
Yes.
Uganda and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have potential areas of economic cooperation that include investments in oil and gas exploration, agribusiness, fisheries, tourism, mining, energy, and pharmaceuticals. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has continued to support the Islamic University in Uganda.
Since the beginning of the joint military operations against an elusive Ugandan-based rebel group in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, the ADF rebels, the operation has registered milestones despite a few challenges in the backyard of the military operation forward bases, in which ADF remnants have inflicted painful atrocities against the innocent civilians of both Ugandan and Congolese origin. Today, our reporter, Haruna Matesasida, gives a tally count of ADF top Bruce commanders that have been put out of action by the joint UPDF and FADC forces under Operation Shujaa in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo that has over the years turned out to be a harbinger of rebel activities.
Uganda People's Defense Forces UPDF and FADC Army launched a joint military operation against the ADF on 30th November 2021. Operation Shujaa was implemented following a memorandum of understanding between the two governments of Uganda and DRC to conduct a joint offensive against the ADF in eastern DR Congo. Since 2021, a number of ADF commanders have been put out of action, ammunition is recovered, ADF major camps totally destroyed and captured by the joint forces and FADC Army. UPDF has uprooted the ADF from remote areas of Ngandu, Kafeza, Mwalika, Nabumbuli, Losorose, Zunguluka, Mukanza in North Kivu province.
General areas of Mukakati, general areas of Lesulube, Njelube, that is sector 1 coming towards Beni. But then also we have sector 2, which is deployed in the general areas of Ituri region, which is in the areas of Kainama, Chabi, Boga, Erengeti, now going forward towards Commander in the areas of Manzobe, Pastendimo and Ido.
In sector 3, UPDF troops killed the ADF top commander, Mulalo Feather Seguya. His death weakened the ADF strength because he was the master plan of the ADF operations in entire Mwalika Valley. In Mwalika battle, ADF intelligence officer Odeke was also killed in Mwalika Valley. This year, the joint forces operating along River Tariha killed the ADF commander Lubazana Hassan, while UPDF forces operating in sector 1 killed the ADF commander known as Kasaja, and a number of ammunition recovered around River Jerube, Lusolube in Renzori sector. Uganda People's Defense Forces operating in Sector 2 killed ADF Commander Boaz at Tokomeka in Eastern DR Congo. At the moment, all major ADF camps have been destroyed. These include Kambi Yayua, Tondoli 1, Tondoli 2, Medina, Chabi, Boga, Kainama, and Mukakati. Since the offensive against the ADF rebels intensified, UPDF and Fadaka troops have recovered a number of weapons, including submachine guns, several rounds of ammunition, improvised explosive device IEDs, and communication gadgets in Irumu, Ituri, and North Kivu province in Eastern DR Congo. Have recovered a number of weapons, including submachine guns, several rounds of ammunition, improvised explosive devices, IEDs, and communication gadgets in Irumu, Ituri, and North Kivu province in Eastern DR Congo.
And once we pacify this area, and once there is security within this area, then trade is enhanced. Communication, the interactions between the two peoples is one aspect that made the two heads of states come and decide for this joint operation together with the FRDC and the UPDF. So it's all about the strategic thinking. Shujaa is the baby of Lieutenant General Kayanja. It is the same slogan I go with. We shall come for you and we shall get you wherever you are.
Haruna Mtesasira, UBC News.
The Ministry of Works and Transport seeks 40 billion Uganda shillings to facilitate in motor vehicle registration and licensing. In a closed-door meeting chaired by the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, registration of vehicles was among the resolutions cited to bridge the gap of poor road usage in Uganda. The Ministry of Works and Transport has also been tasked to expedite the regulations for the Road Act 2019, which has since remained silent.
A closed-door meeting, chaired by the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, pursued cemented approaches to enhancing road usage in Uganda. Relevant stakeholders, including the Minister of Works and Transport, UNRA and Uganda Police Force, among others, compared notes on advancing road usage and safety in Uganda. After the meeting, the Speaker updated the House on the resolutions.
Government vehicles continue to be the highest perpetrators of the traffic offences, including the road accidents.
The Uganda Revenue Authority handed over the mandate of the registration process of motor vehicles to the Ministry of Works and Transport in a bid to improve service delivery, but this accordingly requires 40 billion.
The Ministry of Works and Transport needs 40 billion shillings to streamline its registration.
The Minister of Works and Transport has been given a one-month ultimatum to table regulations for the Road Act 2019, which specifies the development, maintenance and management of public roads in Uganda. With a growing population, the leaders agreed that digital number plates and recognition cameras will also facilitate express ticketing for road offenders.
Strengthening the road monitoring and surveillance. Among others, timely detection and removal of abandoned vehicles.
Uganda National Roads Authority has been directed to remove all roadside markets which interfere with the traffic flow, leading to accidents.
When you go to Busega, will you even pass? When you go to Lukaya, Kareilwe, Kamocha, all those areas, you go to Kireka, Chalwajara, you see all those areas. There is a main road, but there is a market inside the main road. Which kind of country are we living in?
They would have been good measures if we didn't have too much politicization of policies of government. They are talking about roadside sellers on the market. They are not going to be pushed away because you will send away one person and you will get phone calls from all sorts of corners, from State House, from ministries, from big politicians. So you end up the policy and the regulation may not be applicable in Uganda.
It is not the first time such high-profile leaders meet to discuss issues relating to road usage in Uganda, including regulating sirens and lead cars which have over time abused traffic.
It is very clear who has a right of way. Now, these people who come with the sirens, with the lead cars, push you off the road. I know I have it, but I have a right
These regulations or resolutions that are being presented or that have been presented must be implemented in an equal way, without discrimination, without fear or favor. But they must be implemented in a spirit that protects all of us.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
The Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakoba, has directed Uganda Land Commission to cancel all land titles issued on the Gunda, Katabi, Entebbe Forest Reserve land, which the President directed that should be given over to State House to set up the National Technological Demonstration Center. The Minister has also notified that all those who were allegedly allocated this land by Uganda Land Commission are subjected to have engaged in a null and void transaction.
Today we hold a meeting on Gunda.
The Lands Minister Judith Nabakoba has on Thursday, 13th July 2023, convened with Wakiso District leadership over the Gunda Katabi Entebbe Forest Reserve land.
And I have told them the same information, that ULC had allocated that land, but it was done illegally because it is a forest reserve.
According to Nabakoba, this engagement is part of the other earlier meetings convened following the media punches about the said land.
So I warned them that giving away that land again, it would be a grave mistake, because we have all known that it is a local reserve forest.
She, however, notes that although the contested land is a forest reserve, human encroachments have already erased away the forest.
It has grass and also buildings surrounding it.
With the reports by local media claiming many top government officials connived and shared this land, the minister clarifies as follows.
That land must be earmarked for the National Technological Demonstration Center. We don't want that land again to be given to individuals.
It has been revealed by the minister that the same land was allocated to State House for development by the President.
So we want, once the gazettement is complete, State House to take over the management and also development of the Technological Demonstration Center.
With several engagements held over this matter by the minister and other stakeholders, the minister has now directed as follows.
So I have advised them to begin the degazettement, halt the processes, recall or rescind the allocations that had been made previously, and also to ensure that the land is protected.
For those who had already made payments to Uganda Land Commission, the minister has directed ULC to offer them alternative land. In a letter dated 12th July 2023, written by the Lands Minister Judith Nabakoba and addressed to His Excellency the President of Uganda, informed him about her directives to Uganda Land Commission to cancel all land titles on this land. She further suspended all activities on this land and assured the President that further due diligence is going to be done and the land will be given away to State House as he directed. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Dear Airtel customer, we know that there are days when unexpected stays in hospital stand in the way of your family's welfare. That is why Hospital Center is here to give you up to 100,000 shillings every night you spend in hospital. Hospital Center also offers up to 4 million in funeral benefit. Dial star 185 star 7 star 6 hash to purchase Hospital Center on Airtel Money for as little as 1,000, 3,000 or 5,000 shillings a month. Your cover for the first 1 month is free. Hospital Center is underwritten by Prudential and powered by Turaco. Prudential and Turaco are regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda. Airtel Money is regulated by the Bank of Uganda.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Multi Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
These days, our homes are no longer just the places we live. It's where we attend meetings, go to class, keep each other safe, and entertain ourselves. To do this smoothly, you need a reliable internet connection. Buy the MTN WakaNet router, which connects up to 32 devices, and get a free 40 GB data bundle at only 149,000 shillings. Or buy the MTN WakaNet MiFi at only 75,000 shillings and enjoy a free 15 GB bundle to stream, study, work, and play on the go. Visit any MTN service center to buy the MTN WakaNet router or MiFi and enjoy the internet that does amazing things.
Uganda's oil and gas projects are providing opportunities for international certification and employment in various disciplines. 12,000 Ugandans have received global oil industry training and international certification in welding, heavy goods vehicle driving, and scaffolding, among others. 6 public and private institutions have received international accreditation and certification from industry bodies such as City and Guilds, ECITB, OPITO, AWS, and NEBOSH. 250 government officers from various ministries and agencies have trained in oil and gas-related disciplines such as petroleum engineering, geosciences, law, and economics. 71,300 Ugandans are currently employed in the sector. The National Oil and Gas Talent Register provides visibility to Ugandans with skills and competencies for possible employment in the oil and gas sector. Registration is free. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
Uganda waraji batusako manra nechikona tena tekobuseko season yakuna savu July kuma mal papas hall usasule kwa MTN mobile money usasule kwa mchitundu MTN usasule nega nkometano nika sistemu kagatano stamu enda munana hasha kwa MTN ufune tiketi yokati wabula kumliango usasule mitwale ibiri yepe mitwale tano atemeza ya milioni biri munana July koni ni hotel mkono mwenda July nikan resort elweza 15 July France Africa Jinja Abiri mbili July Maria Flema Saka Abiri mwenda July Afro Club Eka Sangati Ate yoyo noku yingi na mutualo Wafujini Dwamo Sente Talent Africa Victoria University Suzu Property Consultants Pepsi Max Uganda Waraji Ne
MTN.
Welcome back from that break. We're glad that you're still with us. The National Population and Housing Census exercise will not take place in August as earlier planned. Uganda Bureau of Statistics says it's not feasible because a number of pre-census activities like procurement of tablets, publicity, recruitment and training of census staff, plus developing digital maps are still pending. While updating the press on the forthcoming population census exercise at Statistics House in Kampala, the Deputy Executive Director, UBOS, Godfrey Nyabongo, said they are finalizing a report on how far they have gone with preparations and submitted it to the Ministry of Finance to be presented to Cabinet that will decide on the date to conduct the census.
Uganda Bureau of Statistics has secured funds amounting to 176 billion shillings from Government of Uganda to conduct the National Population and Housing Census this year. In September 2022, Cabinet approved the Population and Housing Census to be carried out by the Uganda National Bureau of Statistics in August 2023. The Bureau is continuing with various pre-enumeration activities, and some which have been completed include geomapping of household and enumeration area boundaries at 62%. The census pilot has been conducted and the data from the exercise is being analyzed.
We are saying we want to know where everybody is. So the ongoing exercise that we are doing, which we call mapping, we are picking coordinates, geo-coordinates. These are reference coordinates for every household where they are, every building where it is, as long as it is occupied. So that when we go to do the census, we expect people to go there to do the census enumeration. So we shall have a full listing of all households. If there are any new by the time of...
However, this is going to be the first technologically driven census conducted. The delay in procurement of the tablets, estimated at a tune of 132 billion shillings, being handled by the UN, has caused postponement in the date to carrying out the census.
The key issue is the procurement of the tablets. And where we are beginning to see the date of August not being feasible. We are making a report to the Ministry of Finance and to Cabinet, who set the date, so that we seek to get guidance on the best options under the circumstance.
The Bureau has recruited 120,000 people to do data entry from the field, and the public should expect the results to be gotten faster than when they used to do census using data on paper.
Previously, after we collect the data on paper, we'd set up a data center and recruit so many people to start capturing data for so long. This time, the difference is the number to be recruited is bigger. As they do the enumeration, they are entering the data. So meaning that we don't only pick details from you, but we're also doing the data entry. By a bigger number of about 120,000, we'll be doing the enumeration. Previously, we'd recruit about 300 to do the data entry. This time.
Meanwhile, on the issue of the 3 applications filed by some of UBO's former employees, like Henry Munaba Diksoka, the Bureau clarifies that contracts of the Executive Director and the Board are still on and running. The people posing to be whistleblowers were dismissed for misconduct from the Bureau in May 2023.
And of temporary again, fell the same. And this time I think court saw it fit to impose costs. The case was dismissed with costs. And as I told you, our legal department will have to compute the costs.
The Bureau therefore refutes all the false and malicious propaganda from the disgraced staff. I'm Nafka Farida and Dan Lugemwa in Kampala.
The Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Honorable Vincent Bamalangaki Sempija, has challenged the Ministry of Defense leadership and the UPDF to balance priorities in the prevailing circumstances that require prioritizing. Sempija made these remarks during the opening of the strategic planning retreat for Ministry of Defense leadership and service chiefs of the UPDF held at Victoria Serena Golf Resort in Chigo.
It is a great honor to officiate to this strategic planning retreat, given the prevailing circumstances that require us to exercise swiftness and the prioritization and competing demands. A number of developments have taken place. More specifically, we need to acknowledge the fact that the drive to socio-economic transformation of our country comes with competing priorities in various sectors. The interlinkage between human security, which is largely dependent on socio-economic sectors such as provision of health services, education, employment, food security, and so on one hand, and the military or national security, which is reliant on efficient and professional forces with multiple domain capabilities, requires us to seriously balance our priorities. Uganda has to contend with the regional security complexities, such as the conflicts in DRC, South Sudan, Sudan, Somalia, that have strategic bearing on our national security. Equally, while acknowledging that the pace of scientific and technological changes and complexities in the international security environment are fast evolving, making long-term planning a complex process. Of course, this retreat provides us a good forum to forecast a combined impact of security uncertainties, challenges, and the requirements of the future, and how best we can plan with the limited resources available to us to address the most crucial issues. I wish to caution all stakeholders to limit wastage and always ensure that there is value for all the resources spent. Finally, Honourable Ministers, dear Generals, I wish to note that His Excellency the President remains fully committed to the process of modernizing and professionalizing the EPDF as a foundation for long-term peace and stability.
The Minister for Internal Affairs, retired Major General Kahinda Otafire, has challenged senior police officers to prioritize research to match the prevailing crime environment and management. Minister Otafire was officiating at the pass-out of 41 officers at the Senior Command and Staff College, Webaja.
The Senior Command and Staff course is part of the wider career development plan, which intends to enhance officers' performance through conducting advanced professional training. 41 officers participated in this retooling training, where 38 male and 3 female, while 36 from the Uganda Police Force and 5 from Uganda Prison Services.
Hereby pass out 41 officers who have successfully completed the Police Senior Command and Staff course. They have exhibited quality research in terms of their service paper for the Senior Command and Staff component, and they are also doing very good research at the master's level.
Professionalizing security agencies is targeted to match with the dynamics of the crime environment and management.
Let us see your work to reflect the masters you got here. Let's see how that masters improves the police force, not you, the individual. Last time we used to have chicken thieves, now we have computer hackers. We used to run after chicken thieves, we now have computer hackers. So are you going to chase computer hackers the way you chase chicken thieves? Not at all. Meaning that if you are going to control computer hackers as a member of CID, you also learn how to learn how hacking is done. You must learn, you must have knowledge about all aspects of human endeavor.
Minister Otafire wants these officers to emphasize serving mankind than vending services for unethical reasons of extortion.
You must be patriotic. You must know what your calling is and how, what the sacrifices you are making for and on behalf of your country. So this business of corruption, if you want your commander to be corrupt, you get out of the police force. Then you can go and start cheating in the Chukubo and you know.
Officers are cautioned over undermining superior orders.
No. When IGP, we institutionalize this, we shall discuss it, and that's what all of you should have in mind. That you are not ordinary civil servants, you are a disciplined force, and disciplined forces follow orders. That's what distinguishes you from the other government services.
The program, which commenced on the 15th of August 2022, attracted senior officers from the rank of Senior Commissioner of Police to the rank of Superintendent of Police. Abdul Nasir Lubwama for UBC.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Fisheries, in partnership with National Palm Oil Project, have embarked on sensitizing farmers to engage in growing palm trees on large scale. Agriculturalists say the palms will support farmers to overcome poverty because harvesting lasts for 25 years.
According to agriculturalists, the palm tree economically support farmers overcome poverty just like coffee. So there is need for farmers to diversify by growing them, especially in areas they do well. Harvesting of palms lasts for 25 years, and in the plantation, the farmer can intercrop quick maturing plants. The Director, Crop Resource in the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Stephen Biatwale, commended National Palm Oil Project for the timely training and encouraged farmers to emphasize growing crops aimed at poverty alleviation.
We are trying to work with this team to mobilize the people where we are expanding, and the Honorable Minister of State Agriculture has been guiding, saying that oil palm can do very well based on the science already reports we have. 30 kilometers around Lake Victoria and all islands in Lake Victoria can grow oil palm. So why can't we mobilize, get the land, farmers earn this income just after 4 years of investing in the oil palm?
This was during the training of National Oil Palm Project and Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Fisheries officials held at the National Farmers Leadership Center, Kampiringisa in PG District. The principal National Farmers Leadership Center, Kampiringisa, John Bosco Okwaja, encouraged farmers to shift their mindset from peasant to commercial farming and also work together in cooperative societies to increase on their household income.
Accountability, mistrust comes in, and building a team becomes what? Difficult. And first of all, we should be accountable to ourselves. There are people really who have become irresponsible. And accountability should always be physical, and then the paperwork and the paper accountability.
I'm Nafka Farida and Salongo Kasibante.
Health Minister Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng has appealed for the skilling of both the boy and girl child on the management of menstrual hygiene to reduce school absenteeism stemming from menstrual stigma. Acheng said menstruation is a normal biological process that no one should shy away from discussing with their children. She later launched the distribution of free reusable sanitary pads to 130 government-aided schools supported by Plan Uganda.
Adolescent girls face a range of challenges that may compromise their chances of completing school. These challenges can even be further complicated by girls' feelings of shame about their bodies and sometimes lack of sanitary pads to help them manage menstruation. Health Minister Dr. Jane Acheng wants both boys and girls empowered on menstrual hygiene care.
Because these boys are our future husbands and the girls are future wives. If you skill the girls and forget the boys, we are not going to have good husbands. And we don't want broken families. We want families that stay together. And those are the good, happy families.
In order to promote girls' retention in school, reduce absenteeism stigma, and support girls' completion of primary cycle, CDFU, with support from Plan International Uganda, is supporting school-going girls in government-aided primary schools with reusable sanitary towels.
And partners CDFU and Growth Care, thank you very much for God and my country. It is now upon us, the pupils, to use them well and stay in. Stay where? Beautiful.
We will now train the school children about menstrual hygiene management so they can be able to have the information and know how do they use the pads, how do they clean them, how do they dispose of them.
Right now we have very big numbers of children who are dropping out of school because of menstruation.
Good job. Where do you think?
At the launch, pupils of Barapua Primary School demonstrated to the minister their skills on menstrual hygiene management and the effective use of sanitary pads. At least 13,000 girls will be reached according to Plan Uganda.
Because we want this to be embedded in our school program. Let's talk about it. How together? Let's teach these children. Most especially the boys, because these are our allies. How together? It's a normal thing. It's
Heather,
We have challenges of fuel latrines.
The school health program equips children with the knowledge and values that empowers them to realize their health, well-being and dignity. It is supported by Finland government through Plan International Uganda. Eddie Olwa, UBC News.
We request our government.
Thank you, Eddie Olwa, for that report. Now, the principal judge, Dr. Flavian Zeija, has urged judges and lawyers to embrace the mediation mechanism as a way of hearing cases. Dr. Flavian was speaking at the opening of a 2-day mediation summit for judges at all levels to be trained on how to hear cases through the mediation system.
The delays in hearing cases in courts of law and the increase in cases registered in courts every day plays a huge role in bringing about case backlog. As of now, over 7 trillion Ugandan shillings is piled up in the commercial court as a result of delays in hearing cases. With the aim to curb case backlog in the judiciary, judiciary has established different mechanisms, alternative dispute resolution mechanism, mediation among others. Now judiciary has organized a 2-day mediation symposium for judicial officers to train them about mediation.
We have judges and registrars from all the divisions of the High Court because mediation cuts across. It matters not what division you're in, because even in criminal we have mediation. So we are trying to make sure that it works as a case management tool so that we reduce the case backlog in our court systems.
While opening the symposium, the principal judge, Dr. Flavian Zeija, urged judicial officials and lawyers to continue embracing the mediation mechanism.
The delay in disposal of cases in courts of law, for whatever reason it may be, has defeated the purpose for which the people approach the courts. As the old adage goes, justice delayed is justice denied, but also justice hurried is justice buried. Thus we must strike a balance between these two, trade a meaningful justice to the commercial community in particular, and all court users in general.
Zeija added that mediation method of dispute resolution creates a reconciliation and gives satisfaction among the parties.
As a peacemaker, the lawyer has the superior quality of being a good man. There will be business enough. As a peacemaker, the lawyer has the superior quality of being a good man. There will be business enough. In mediation, the lawyer has an opportunity to be a good man because in mediation, because in litigation, the lawyer has an opportunity to be a bad man. A lawyer will try whatever it takes to win, including lying, including almost bordering perjury. Therefore, we should not aspire for a legal system that promotes the resolution of disputes through efficient use of alternative dispute resolution.
However, Judge Harriet Magala says there are still existing challenges that affects the implementation of the mechanism.
Is that not many lawyers are endeared to mediation, that they have labeled mediation, one of the ADR systems, as acute deficiency of revenue. They believe that if matters are settled at mediation, they will not earn their fees.
Deborah Namamonde, Natongo Rebecca, UBC News.
Cordial relationships between chief executive officers and chief financial officers significantly contribute to the success of organizations. The CEO's strategic direction and business decisions heavily rely on the advice and expertise of the CFO, making their collaboration vital for organizational development and stability. This was during a C-Suite forum organized by the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda at Sheraton Hotel, Kampala.
It believes that behind every successful organization, there is an accountant participating in the decision-making process.
Chief executive officers and chief finance officers from leading organizations have been engaged in a dialogue on how to effectively collaborate to promote organizational growth. The president of the Pan-African Federation of Accountants, CPA, Keto Kayemba highlighted the synergy between CFOs and CEOs as a driving force for overall organizational success and broader economic prosperity.
We are key players in detecting, preventing, and reporting corrupt activities, including cybersecurity. We are robust now in general with our international code of ethics. It guides a professional. It guides a professional such that you think twice before you move in. You are like, but I am CPA.
The managing director of Umeme Limited, Celestino Babunji, emphasized the importance of CEOs establishing cordial working relationships with their critical teams based on trust and confidence.
As a CEO, the financial performance of the institution is one of the key result areas, and I'll talk about it. Because you'll find sometimes you'll move from CFO to CEO, it's a good thing, so that's your domain. But also, you may become the CEO through another professional route where the CFO is to support you. And therefore, it's very, very important to understand what the role is for the CFO in the running of the institution.
The Vice President of the Institute of Certified Accountants of Uganda, Ronald Mutumba, urged organizations to hire certified public accountants for quality financial management and sustainable organizational growth.
We only request that you place our members in the right positions and allow them to duly apply their accountancy training and skills that they have in your operations.
The speakers unanimously agreed that trust between CEOs and CFOs fosters a smooth working relationship.
Inculcate and develop that opportunity to innovate as CPAs in our companies, in our economy, to really address issues that are affecting us.
Can the Institute of Accountants help us to understand the accounting for these cooperatives? So I still recommend this. Account the institute. Let's sit together. We can have like a brainstorming.
Accountants must play a role in transforming the informal sector to formal sector.
The forum, attended by CEOs and financial officers from prominent organizations, underscored the significance of harmonious collaboration between CEOs and CFOs in promoting organizational growth and success. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Introducing the Infinix Note 30 series in partnership with Uganda, a smartphone where style meets functionality. Take charge of the day with special features like the 108MP triple camera and 68 watts first charge, and the best part is you can use this phone to charge other phones. You also will enjoy free 3GB from Airtel every month for 3 months on each new device purchased. Dial *100#, select data and devices to get your free data. The Infinix Note 30 series Spark, a connection in partnership with Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
This is the University of Africa. On the streets, you get your real education. Here, everybody has a degree of something. But the most important qualification is imagination. His reason is to be the GOAT. The reason to imagine is to take the beat and make it lit. So no matter what your situation, just use your imagination.
Welcome back. And now into business. The First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, has emphasized the need to commercialize technologies exhibited by students in the Ginger Agriculture Science Show. She said government will set up regional agriculture science shows to reduce the pressure on ginger showgrounds. She was represented by Minister of State for Agriculture, Fred Chakulaga, at the opening of the second edition of the Source of the Nile Agriculture Science Show in Jinja.
Is agriculture sector. The talk is technologies that will propel the country into development. In Jinja City at the Source of the Nile Agriculture Science Show, schools turned up to exhibit at the ongoing Science Agriculture Show. The show equips youth with relevant skills and interests them to embrace agriculture. At the opening, State Minister for Agriculture, Fred Chakulaga, who represented the First Lady Janet Museveni, said the students' innovations in agriculture technologies need to be commercialized, and it was government's plan to sensitize youth to love agriculture.
We want younger people to view agriculture as any other very good and well-paying and clean job. We want to change that attitude. Really, the issue of translating the ideas, the innovations into viable commercial technologies. As a government, we are going to look at that issue. We have 20,000 primary schools. We have 3,700 secondary schools. We cannot mobilize all of them to come to one venue for this show. So we are considering regionalizing these shows.
One of the exhibitors, Gombe SS, a senior 2 student, Chiberu Abe, invented a water sprinkling technology to ease irrigation.
The water sprinkler uses pressure, tells people who can't afford buying fuel, the pumps, the electricity, the generators that can be used for irrigating their crops. So you can buy this knowledge of the water sprinkler using these materials and the pipes, the jerry can, and irrigate a bigger land.
Other exhibitors, Siatini of Mitiana, an advocate for seed governance, farmers' rights and marketing, emphasized knowing what you eat.
Know What to Eat is a campaign here to sensitize the public about making correct food choices. Fast foods have taken up advertisement. The lifestyle is changing simply because people are getting wrong information on what they should consume. So it's high time we also advocate for reinstating value of these indigenous foods.
The second edition exhibition is on the theme Empowering Young Agripreneurs. Aviana Francisco, UBC News.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has reiterated its call for Uganda's transition towards a clean energy for more sustainable development. Opoloto Kasai, the Energy State Minister, emphasized this while opening a three-day free energy expo at Uma Showgrounds, Lugogo, purposed to attract both domestic and international energy exhibitors.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has revealed that Uganda is steadily on course to increase renewable energy access to all Ugandans in order to support social and economic transformation.
The goal of Uganda's Energy Policy 2023 is to meet the energy needs of all Ugandans for social and economic development in an environmentally sustainable manner. I believe the Expo will provide an opportunity for domestic companies to interact and create business partnerships with the international business community to enable growth of the power sector in Uganda. We have geothermal, we have cogeneration, we have peat, but we are thinking also to get into nuclear space, nuclear power generation.
The ongoing expo is aimed at showcasing latest technology innovations in power and energy industry. The Energy Ministry's focus is to ensure Uganda gets affordable, clean and sustainable electricity.
efficiency not only in manufacturing, efficiency in home use, efficiency in every industry, because without energy efficiency, that means that we are oozing. It means that there are losses that are not necessary. And I'm hoping that some of the technology that we are going to see here is part of the technology that improves efficiency in the use of energy as people look out and move to renewable sources.
Exhibitions like this bring together both local and international energy players. This Energy Expo is running under the theme Technology, Investment and Infrastructure Enabling Energy Sustainability. Crispus Adenetwe, Rebecca Kenyana, UBC News.
And now to the world of sports. Uganda Powerlifting Federation's Central Region Championship has been boosted by an offer of a titled land to the winner by Century Properties Real Estate Limited. The championship that starts a series that will visit all regions is due this weekend at Mount Zion Hotel in Kampala.
Time and again, many Uganda athletes contest for virtually nothing, but this in the sport of powerlifting is soon becoming history. This follows an offer by Century Properties Real Estates Limited ahead of this weekend's Central Regional Championship at Mount Zion Hotel in Kampala.
Century kyetusinga okuba nakyo obungi bwe tulina kyetwekakasa kye tulina ly'ettaka. Omuzannyo guno nandigwagazisizza nnyo abantu. Nga buli omuwanguzi agenda okusinga mu banne bonna. Fenga Century Property tugenda kumuwa poloti.
This offer of a titled piece of land has energized the powerlifters that will contest the three formats of bench, squats and deadlift.
Nawulidde nti waliyo abakuba kiro simanya 150, simanya kiro 2, ate kati nze mu bench ndi mu kiro 3.
More than 50 athletes, including women, are expected to contest this championship that readies athletes for the World Championships in Italy this October.
This event is a must. All athletes, they all are aware that if you are willing to represent Uganda on international level, it's a must. You have to compete in this competition. We see how you're standing.
Notable among the names expected for this championship include Arafat Sekitoleko, Dennis Mbazira, John Paul Kisitu, and reigning champion Suleiman Sembatia.
UBC News Tonight has come to an end. Thank you so much for your company this evening. Now, on behalf of the team working behind the scenes and myself, we wish you a blessed night. We leave you with Benon Kalima to give us our weather forecast for tomorrow.
Sunny conditions and sunny intervals dominated most parts of the country in the morning, though in the afternoon we saw development of isolated showers across some certain parts of the country. Good evening and welcome to the weather forecast from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. I am Kalima Benon. Looking at the satellite image of Africa, we see that dry, moist winds are still blown from the tip of South Africa through the Kalahari Desert to our country. This is coupled with the Congo air mass, together with a local effect that is causing this kind of weather that we are seeing in most parts of the country. Tomorrow morning, we expect to wake up with sunny intervals in those parts around Nakasongola. Parts around Kampala, Masaka and Mubende will have isolated showers. In the western stretch, we expect to have sunny intervals across most parts of the western. In the eastern, we forecast to have sunny intervals in those areas of Kapchorwa, Kumi, while Jinja and Tororo Busia will have isolated showers. In the northern, we forecast to wake up to sunny conditions across most parts of the northern. In the afternoon, though, we expect a pickup of rainfall in the central. That's areas around Buikwe, areas around PG, Rakai, Muwende, and Nakasongola. Those Zimbabwe is forecasted to have sunny intervals, with temperatures ranging from 24 in Buikwe to 26 degrees in Nakasongola. In the western stretch, we forecast to have isolated showers in areas around Masindi, areas around Chibale, areas around Mbarara. Though areas around Kabale are forecasted to have sunny intervals with temperatures ranging from 26 degrees Celsius in Kabale to 31 degrees Celsius in Chiriandongo. In the eastern, we forecast to have sunny intervals in areas around Palisa and Kumi. though areas around Jinja, Tororo, and Amuria will have isolated showers with temperatures ranging from 29 degrees to 26 degrees in Kapchora and 29 in Katakwi. In the northern, we forecast to have rainfall across most parts of the northern, with temperatures ranging from 31 degrees Celsius in Arua to 32 degrees in the Karamoja Strait. Looking at the world cities, we forecast to have London with 25 degrees Celsius, Beijing is sunny, sunny intervals and 35 degrees Celsius, while Dubai and Cairo are sunny with 42 degrees Celsius in Dubai and 41 degrees in Cairo. Nairobi is forecasted to have sunny intervals with 24 degrees Celsius. Thank you for watching UBC. Tune in tomorrow same time. Shalom.